the left is absolutely, positively delusional. And listen, I hope they keep this up. I hope this infighting on the left continues. So while they've been trying to point the finger at the right and saying the right is eating itself and we're all clashing, which we aren't. We have healthy debates, okay? We aren't just a follow the leader type of group. I don't care even if Trump says something. We don't just follow anything and everything that Trump says, and I'll get into that a little bit later in this video. But we have a woman by the name of Francesca Fiorentini. I'm sure I butchered that, but yeah, it's kind of hard to pronounce. Fiorentini. Anyway, we have Francesca and Cenk Uygur, and she has a major issue with Cenk going to TPUSA and talking and sitting down with Charlie Kirk, because apparently Charlie Kirk is bad and the right wing, we're all terrible folks. But just, you got to listen to this conversation. It is absolutely, positively delusional. So with that being said, let's dive in.
What you think of his thoughts on BlackRock. Here is him asking you about left media. And I got to say, Cenk, this one sucked real hard for me. And you also, I think I've been using these opportunities to talk a lot about the left to the right.
I think the left has some work to do in developing over-the-top media to be able to bypass the main networks.
Yeah, so we have TYT as a giant network, but we have a lot of great progressive and populist shows that are not part of TYT that's in the left-wing ecosystem.
I just want to stop and say I'm excited to hear which ones you like, given that you just sort of insulted Emma Vigeland just now. I'm curious which ones you actually do still support that aren't your own, but I'm going to keep going, Cenk. Hang on.
So I don't think that that's the issue. I don't think that there isn't enough shows. I think that there's a couple others. One, on the right, you guys do a great job of coalescing. Okay, so you do a couple of things well. You work together well, and you're more welcoming, if I'm being honest.
We're glad Cenk's here, right, everybody?
And a lot of people on the left know this as well. If you agree with MAGA 5%, the answer you get is welcome, right? Come join us, right? On the left, if you disagree 5%, they go, get out of here, you're a right-winger, you're a fascist, right? But if you push enough people out and you guys welcome enough people in, eventually you win the popular vote. That's what I warned them about, and that's what happened, right?
Okay, so there you are, and you know.
Yeah, love it. Stick with 100% of what I just said there. I'm 100% right about that. So let's discuss.
Yeah, let's discuss. You had your say there, and you've been saying various degrees of that same thing. And I gotta say, like, I watched this whole, I watched the whole clip, and it started off, and I was like, this is pretty good. This is good. Like, pretty good interview. I like that you're sitting down. It wasn't bad. This moment, like, truly a part of me died when I watched this.
Wow, I can't believe that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Oh, super. Just like shriveled up and died, floated away into the ocean. Here's what happens. A couple things. He asks you about left-wing media and why there isn't more left-wing media, which already, as you are there, in the sort of kingdom of turning points, is like, that's such a dig. Like, why are you guys so weak is effectively what he's saying. And instead of pointing out the way that TPUSA has been bankrolled by Republican mega donors out of Chicago and many other places for years now, and talking about how the Daily Wire was funded by the fracking brothers, the Wilkes brothers. Now they're fishing for new, investors, whatnot, but that there is so much money on the right. He handed this answer to you on a fucking platter, and all you said was, you know what? You guys are really good at being welcoming. People just like you. Cenk.
I mean, if there's all this money, where's my check? Like, I'm joking, but I'm also kind of serious. Like, where's my check? If there's all of this money on the right from these people bankrolling right-wing media, where's my check? I need one. Somebody missed me or something. Like, I need that. Somebody owe me some dollars and some cents. I'm confused. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know.
They've got all the money.
I didn't say people just
what are you talking about?
It's funny how she says we have all the money, but she doesn't mention George Soros, Bill Gates, when what's the guy? What's the guy that owns Facebook and Instagram? I can't think of his name, but he had Zuckerberg. He had the Zuckerbucks to basically help Democrats in 2020. You have all of these billionaires and celebrities, right, backing the Democrat Party, and not only that, but you have all of mainstream media. I don't even necessarily completely consider Fox right wing. I mean, they are closer to center than obviously MSNBC and CNN, but I don't even consider Fox like right wing by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm just confused.
That's effectively what you're good at coalescing. And here's my question to you about so that's just number one on the media, because that just stings because I'm in media. But on the 5%, if you disagree with MAGA 5%, they still welcome you. How did that work out for Liz Cheney?
Yeah. So look, is there a part of MAGA that'll push you out? Of course. That's what we know.
When do they push you out, Cenk? When do they push you out?
Largely when you disagree with Trump.
Exactly.
So listen,
that's wrong. That's wrong. Now, we will push you out. Obviously, Liz Cheney is the famous example now, and we got some others that will be pushed out. But it's not simply because you disagree with Trump, because I've disagreed with Trump right here on this channel, and y'all agreed with me. Every single one of y'all. I don't remember seeing not one single comment where it was like, nah, I disagree, Rich. Not one single comment. We're allowed to disagree. We're allowed to say, no. For example, here's a great example. Let's see if I'm right. Trump recently came out and endorsed Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson. I don't agree. I say fuck Mike Johnson. We need a new Speaker of the House. I'd prefer Byron Donalds. Now, y'all tell me, do you agree with me or do you agree with Trump? I can almost guarantee most of y'all agree with me. And that's okay. Like, it's not like we're going to have like some type of mutiny because I said that. Oh my goodness, we got to cancel Rich. He doesn't agree with Trump. Like, no, we're not like the left. You disagree with the party elites on the left. Oh yeah, you gone. You're gone. You're out of there. Out of there. But because I said I don't agree with Trump, which I genuinely don't when it comes to Mike Johnson. Now, I understand why Trump did it. I understand why he did it. It's because we have a very slim majority. And if I'm a Democrat, which I expect the Democrats to do, they're going to try to drag out the process as long as possible. The establishment folks are going to try to drag out the process as long as possible. So Trump wants to hit the ground running. So he's like, no, let's not have a squabble right now. Let's not infight right now. Let's just keep the status quo and move on forward. But I'm like, no, fuck that. I would rather Trump start a month late and not have Speaker of the House Mike Johnson as Speaker of the House and have Byron Donalds as Speaker of the House than to start on time and have Mike Johnson. I don't want Mike Johnson. I completely disagree with Trump on that. So let's see if I'm right. Y'all let me know in the comments section.
This is the thing it's the unspoken thing that you're never saying, that ultimately it's all hunky-dory. Elon can tweet back at you. Vivek can listen to you. But if you defy Donald Trump, the God Emperor, you're kicked out of the castle. And no one's defending Liz Cheney. Screw both their castle and the other castle. But Liz Cheney voted with Donald Trump 98% of the time. And just the 1% when she was like, hey, you know what? You can't do a coup on this country. And Adam Kissinger, and they were gone. So miss me with this 5% BS, yo.
So, all right, Franny, a whole bunch of things here. So, number one, you're right. That's definitely how Turning Point started. Daily Wire certainly started that way. I don't know what their current funding is, but they seem to have a lot more funding than any of us do. So, you're right, and I have said that in the past, and I probably should have put that in there in that particular appearance, and I will mention that, and that'll really grate on their nerves. But I've got no problems telling their audience, and I tell them all the time, no, you guys have way more money, and they're always shocked by that. And I'm like, because they're swimming in money and don't realize how much we're starving out here on the left, right? Sure. So, and I talked on Tim Pool's show about that, et cetera. Now, when it comes to the 5%, 95%, yeah, I hear you. So it's when you disagree with Trump, especially in the past, especially in the first term, et cetera, you're a goner, right? But they are pushing back even on Trump now. So again, on things that we don't agree with, but on COVID, for example, they thought that Trump did too much COVID protections, et cetera. And there was, and this is really encouraging. When I talk about Team Miriam, Marco Rubio, Elise Stefanik, Mike Huckabee, and Mike Walz. So those are the four that put in the neocons put in by Miriam Adelson. In the old days, what I would have gotten, Franny, is, no way, they're the greatest. They're not neocons. You're a liar. Trump picked them. Trump's the best. Now what I'm getting from the right-wing host, which is amazing, and let alone the base, they're all saying, yeah, I hear you. We got concerns about that. We got concerns. Okay. So that's the thing I never heard before. So that is a change. Now, in terms of the concept that I'm referring to, the 5%, 95%, but Franny, we're in the middle of that right now. This is the perfect example. So I started the largest progressive network. I've given dozens of progressives opportunities they didn't have before. I started Just Democrats, et cetera, et cetera. The minute I disagree, like 5% on trans issues or crime, everybody's like, right wing, fascist, right wing. Almost every show is saying that. Almost every show. So you're telling me that you don't push people out? You're pushing out the movement overall. At least the online left movement seems to be trying to push out the one network that has helped progressives more than any other network, and it's not in dispute. But my God, we have 5% disagreement. So tear it down. This is the destructive extreme left that I honestly, that portion, that kind of destructive attitude is poison. It's not just poison to us, it's poison to our chance of winning, because we keep pushing people out, and then all of a sudden we lost all the swing states and we lost the popular vote. I'm trying to get our side to wake up, snap out of our hypnosis of we hate, and we hate the right wing, and they're all white supremacists, and they're all racist, and they're all sexist, and we hate, and we never go in the room with them, we hate. What the hell happened to us? And no one's allowed to disagree. We're now authoritarian. No.
Wait, Cenk, can I just clarify?
I will never allow the left to be authoritarian, and this idea of just hating the other side is poison.
You know what's so funny about you calling the left authoritarian is that you think the left has power. Like, I love that you
total nonsense.
We are on the precipice of real authoritarianism and real fascism, and you believe that the online left are the authoritarians. I mean, I don't know how to tell you. You sound like Bill Maher and Nancy Pelosi had a kid, and it came out Cenk Uygur. And let me just ask you. So what shows on the left do you like that aren't on the TYT network?
Yeah, so I said, look, there's a lot of good popular shows on the left that I like, and it's because there are. So Breaking Point's a good show. Kyle Kalinski's Secular Talk is a good show. He was against me going on MAGA. I haven't seen his video, but Kyle's been against us a couple of times. But I largely didn't hold a grudge on that.
Wait, let me just stop you. First of all, you had a great conversation with Crystal Ball. I think she made some really good points to you I think it was on Breaking Points. Kyle has, I think, been very disturbed, especially by your appearance with Charlie Kirk. But what you just said there, they've been against us. I really want to just dig into this idea that, because you're a fighter, man. That's cool. That's great. But like, you really do have a very I almost want to call it Bush-like, Cheney-like, you're with us or against us attitude.
100% wrong.
Like, you just literally, I love that you're proving my point. But when I say this, you truly, you sound like people are either against you, but if they criticize you, they are not. And yet here you are, Cenk, telling the entire right wing that all you want to do is break bread with them, that you want to debate with them, but afterward you want to go have a beer.
Yes, I do.
You want to have a beer with people who want to put people in mass deportation camps. They want to deport.
Hold on. Before she gets too deep into that, Cenk has been 1000% correct, and I'm so happy that this chick isn't listening, because if you heard what he just said right there, he said. All you want to do is hate, and not talk to folks. How has that worked out? We ended up losing all the swing states and the popular vote. How well did that work out? And yet she's still just ranting on and on and on. It's almost as if like they didn't just lose this past election in a landslide. It's almost as if like it just never happened. That was just some dream. But you see how delusional these folks are? This is exactly what I mean, man. But it's about to get even worse, man. Check it out.
Who want to put people in mass deportation camps? They want to deport.
You think we're going to get put in camps? You sound all right. Anyway,
you think I sound crazy? They're starting with Chinese people. That's my fucking family, dog. Like, what are you talking about?
That's such an excuse. Okay, they're going to start with Muslims. They're going to start with my people. Okay,
sure.
Stop hiding behind vulnerable communities.
I'm hiding behind vulnerable communities.
Yes, you are. You're using them as
standing in front of vulnerable communities.
No,
Cenk, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm in front of vulnerable communities. I'm the most endangered, friend.
By tweeting at Elon Musk? Please, don't help me. Come on, Cenk. This is so sad. That's so sad.
Let's
take it down. Let's simmer down. No. Simmer down. I'm asking. Let me just ask you.
You know, and what's also funny about this, because, oh my goodness, Trump going to deport everybody. When just a minute ago, not very long ago, I should say, mainstream media and everybody on the left was talking about how expensive it was going to be to do it. Now they're saying they're going to deport everybody. Now, how expensive is that going to be? First, they were saying deporting the illegals was going to be expensive. Now she's saying, oh, they're going to deport all the Chinese. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's my family. They're going to deport everybody. I mean, if your family's here illegally, then yeah, they're going to get deported. But if they're here legally, why would they be deported? And weren't y'all just talking about how expensive it was going to be to deport the illegals? Now you're talking about how impossible it was going to be. Now you're talking about deporting everybody? I thought you just said deporting the illegals was impossible and way too expensive. These folks make absolutely no sense. Another thing is, it's almost as if Trump was never president before. And that's one of the things that I always bring up when I get into these heated discussions with folks and they start saying cuckoo stuff like that. It's like, have y'all forgotten Trump was already president once before? Like, did any of this stuff happen? Did World War III happen? Because that was one of the narratives going into his presidency in 2016. Oh, Trump's going to start World War III. We're going to be in a war. Oh my goodness. Whoa! None of that happened. None of it. So, like, but, you know, I hope they continue it. I hope they never wake up from this, whatever it is.
Let me just ask you real honest to God.
You already said 12 things that I need to respond to. Can I respond to them?
No, I want to ask you this one question.
Of course not.
Let's talk about you going on these shows. Just simmer down. Let me ask you one question. Imagine if Kamala Harris had won. Okay, she wins. She wins the popular vote. She wins obviously the Electoral College. Incredible, first female president, blah, 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 all this stuff. And Tucker Carlson started making all these rounds on like really like progressive leftist shows, went on Kyle's show, went on my show. I'm like, who the hell? Started reaching out and wanting to talk and wanting to come to agreement on things. What would that look like to you?
Yeah, it would look like Tucker was trying to reach out. Tucker's a bad example because I would be surprised if he did that. But okay, yeah, no problem.
What would it look like to you?
I wouldn't. And do I think that Tucker would be selling out? No, there's no chance.
No. Well, I'm not. It's not about selling out. What would that like? What would it just seem like? Hey, man, we can agree. Yeah, you know what? I did say that Kamala Harris was a DEI hire and she's basically a communist. But now I just feel like I've antagonized you and I'm here to like break bread and let's talk and let's get stuff done. What would that look like to you?
It would look surprising, but I wouldn't care. I'd find it interesting. Why? What does it look like to you?
I mean, to me, if Tucker Carlson did that, I'd be like, oh, we fucking won. We won like crazy. We won so resoundingly. He's doing an apology tour because 3 ghosts visited him in the middle of the night and he's completely changed his tune because he wants to throw down with the winners. We are crushing it. And I saw in that moment, you want me to play it for you? When Charlie Kirk goes, we're glad Cenk's here, everybody. And that was the feeling that I think a lot of right-wingers have when they look at you, Cenk, where they're like, damn, yo, we crushed so hard. Even this guy is turning now.
Yeah, except I'm not turning. I've said it 2,000 times.
I'm just saying what it would look like. I'm just saying what it would look like.
Keep saying it like it's true when it isn't remotely true. But okay, let me address it. So, okay, number one, you're empirically wrong because guess what's happening? Matt Gaetz has reached out to us, Tucker Carlson, to come on our shows. And so it's your exact analogy, okay? Patrick Bet-David, et cetera, and they won. They're still trying to come on the Young Turks. Why? Because they're trying to have a conversation, not because they want to do an apology tour. They think they are ascendant, but nevertheless, they want to talk to the left.
But you had to make it's because they think that
your version of the left says, no way, we never talk to the other side. But we're not authoritarian.
Jake, that's not true.
You're not allowed to disagree 1%, but we're not authoritarian. We have no power, so we're not authoritarian. So that's not how it works, Franny. And the establishment Democrats are also authoritarian. So what do they say? You must agree with Kamala Harris, otherwise that's it. You're a heretic and you'll be driven out from the party. You know that. The establishment Democrats have done that to us for the last 20 years. Don't tell me that there's no power on the left. There's tons of power on the left. And when the swarm comes, the left-wing swarm, oh, you'd like to be called a woman. You're racist, fascist, transphobe. What? I'm not authoritarian. No, that is an authoritarian mindset. Just you don't have to have power to have an authoritarian mindset. And there's different versions of power. There's the shunning power. There's social media power. There's mainstream media power. There's political power. There's all sorts of different power. So look, guys, the left. First of all,
there's also just money and actual power.
It gets back to the we. So you ask me politically, who do I represent?
So in terms of the authoritarian narrative, the left are authoritarians. I mean, just take a look at the definition. By the book, favoring or enforcing strict obedience to authority, especially that of the government, at the expense of what? Personal freedom. You know, a great example of that. You guys remember when they were all going crazy over the beer bug, and they all said you had to get the splooge put into your arm, and you had to wear the stupid mask, or you couldn't go out to this place or that place or the other place, and they all tried to shame the us folks, a lot of us folks, who didn't want to get the splooge or wear the stupid mask. Y'all remember that? Isn't that authoritarian right there? Oh, I forgot. It comes from the left, so of course not. It's not authoritarian because it came from them, of course. Of course. It's only authoritarian if the right does something like that. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. But, hey, listen. I'm happy the left is still completely delusional, even after losing in a landslide. I'm so happy they're still infighting. I'm so happy that we still have leftist shows that are putting out propaganda like you just saw there, a load of crap, a load of BS. Oh, we don't have any power. Yet you had a mainstream media that tried to prop up a candidate who couldn't even win 1% in a primary, who dropped out before her own home state. They took someone who was universally disliked and made her seem like the greatest thing since sliced bread. But y'all have no power. Right. Oh, man. You constantly, in politics, are influencing Republican congressmen to go along with whatever it is that y'all want to do. Mike Johnson. And this is one of the reasons why I don't like Mike Johnson and why I completely disagree with Donald Trump. Bring us Byron. Byron ain't gonna fold. I would be absolutely shocked if Byron folded. I would be shocked. Stunned. Absolutely stunned. Mike Johnson folded to Democrats. He folded. Sure, the 1,500 page, yeah, that got put on the back burner. Sure, because I know some people go, Rich, they got rid of the 15. We still had 115 pages. You can't tell me that wasn't loaded with a bunch of bullshit. You can't tell me it wasn't. Why in the hell do we need 115 pages to run a government for 70 days? Explain that one to me. Like, please, if anybody has a reason for 116 pages, let me know. And the fact that Hakeem Jeffries came out smiling and keying after the bill was signed lets me know everything that I need to know. Lets me know everything that I need to know. Hakeem Jeffries should have walked out of that room scolding Republicans. Republicans are going to be the reason this country downfalls. That should have been his response. Not keying, oh yeah, we signed a bipartisan bill. No. I don't want to hear that type of talk. And maybe that's one of the reasons why I can't be in Congress. Because, oh boy, man, listen, I'd be like the Matt Gaetz of Congress. Everybody would hate me. Except for the cool folks like Byron and Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, like those folks will be all friends of mine, but everybody else, they would absolutely hate me because I ain't playing with, I'm not for the BS, and I'm gonna let you know straight to your face. I'm gonna say some disrespectful stuff to you. Man, please. Anyway, y'all let me know your thoughts and your opinions on this. Peace and love. I'm out.